Hello, Divine Souls. It's Anna T. Brooks, Sovereign Energy Alchemist, and welcome to this week's weekly Oracle card energy readings for this week, the 15th to the 21st of March. So we are right smack bang in March now in 2021. If you're watching this in the future, of course, you can tune in at any point. And if you're feeling particularly called to this reading, there is a message here for you. So even though it is for a specific week, you can definitely come back to this if you have happened upon this sometime in the future. So let's get into how this energy reading works. So I love to use the Work Your Light Oracle card deck by Rebecca Campbell. This is the deck that I use for all of my energy readings in this context. And the reason I love this particular deck is because there's such a variety and such a deep message underlying behind each of these cards. And the particular reading that I like to do is my own style of a 3-card reading, which is mind, body, and soul. So the first card relates to the mind, the conscious energies, the things that you're going to be aware of, the things you're going to be thinking about, the stuff that's kind of going to be on your mind or that you're really aware of around you, the conscious energies for the week. The second card, the physical card, this is more of the body. This is what is going on with you physically, what is going on with you in your situations, in the people around you, and what's going on in the actual external world and in the physical presence. And then finally, the third card that I pull is soul. And soul kind of relates more so to the subconscious energies, the underlying energies, the things that are kind of going on behind the scenes that sometimes you're going to be aware of if you're really tapped in, but sometimes you might miss as well, and you might kind of look back on and go, oh, I totally felt that. I knew what was going on. I just couldn't put my finger on it. Whereas I'm giving you a bit of that kind of context ahead of time of, okay, what's actually going on here? What is that energy underlying that's brewing? So that if you start to feel it throughout the week, you can know what's going on. You can have that kind of that heads up and that advantage. So this is the 3-card oracle reading that I do. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you're new here, make sure you say hello. If you're coming back and watching this, if you watch every single week, say hello as well. I'd love to hear from you. And let's get into it. And of course, let me know how this resonates. Let me know how this all plays out for you. I'd be really, really interested to know. So let's get into the energies for this week. I have already taken the time to meditate, to tune in before I pressed record, before I recorded this video. And so I've already pulled the cards and they're all ready to go. So I will read from the guidebook as well as giving my own intuitive hit of what is going on. Just because I think that sometimes reading specifically from the guidebook, there's really, really specific points that might relate to you, that might really kind of land for you. So I really encourage you, as I read through or as I explain anything, listen with not only your ears and everything, but also with your heart and your soul, and let your body tell you when something is pulling towards you, when something is kind of hitting home as, oh, this is for me, this is a message for me. Okay, let's get into it. So first card for the mind that came up is take a break. Take a break. So let me read. This is an interesting reading, by the way, but I'll explain that as we go along. So take a break says, a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. It's okay to take a break and enjoy your creations, to take a moment from your busy schedule, to get off the treadmill of life, to appreciate and acknowledge all that you've created, achieved, released, or experienced before rushing on to the next thing. To be in the moment and enjoy where you are, to take a breath and regather your mind, body, and spirit, to recalibrate, appreciate, and celebrate, to decide on what you really want to experience next. If you take a moment, you're not going to miss out. Perhaps you've just completed a big project, manifested something significant in your life, released an old way of being, or just been burning the candle at both ends. Now is the time to take some time out before rushing on to the next thing. You did it. Enjoy yourself and recalibrate. Go on vacation, book a massage, take long walks in nature, go away for a rejuvenating weekend to recharge and replenish. So this is one of the action cards in this deck. There's 4 different segments, and action cards are one of them. And this is the action card for this is to take a break and a breath. So my intuitive hit about what's going on here is because this week, right, the 15th to 21st of March, we are transitioning now from Pisces season, right? From the Pisces, when the sun is in Pisces, to Aries. Pisces being the very last astrological sign in the 12 zodiac signs, and Aries being the first. So there is a transition going on right now as we move through into this. We're kind of like wrapping something up, right? So this week, I feel like you're going to really feel those energies, like something is wrapping up, something is finishing, something is coming to an end, or coming to a culmination, or coming to a point where, you know what, this is as far as this needs to go. Or you're getting ready as well for something brand new, something fresh, a new burst, right? It might be something that you've been working on for some time, but you've been, perhaps in the Pisces season, you've been feeling a little bit dragged into the murkiness and kind of dragged into yourself and into the emotions and into the watery energy of just seeing things differently. And I'm feeling like this week, it's kind of like that momentary pause in between to just take a break, because a big spurt is coming. That energy is building, that Aries energy, that fiery energy, the first sign of the zodiac, the independent and then go-getter, that sign is going to be really, really spurring us on over the coming weeks. So I really feel like this is that sign that this week, if you feel like there's just some things that you just need to wrap up, you just need to take a break, you just need to regather, you just need to reset things before you move forward, before you choose that new direction, or even keep moving forward with new enthusiasm. There's a space right now this week that you're going to be feeling like, you know what, I just need a minute. I just need a minute. I just need some space. I just need to breathe. I just need to quiet my mind. So that's the first card. The second card that came up, and this is so interesting, it is the same card that came up last week in this exact position in the body card. It's the Age of Light once again. There we go. If I tilt it that way, you can see it a little bit better. So this is the same card that actually came up for the body last week. So whenever this happens, I really feel like this is a double message, something that is really, really, when it comes up a second week, it's almost like saying this lesson isn't done yet. This is something you're still going to grow through. It's time to take whatever you learned last week from this and expand upon it. So let me read from the deck, even though I did this exact same last week, but that's okay. So the Age of Light, you've been training for this for lifetimes. Mystics and sages throughout the ages have predicted this period in history, and you decided to incarnate in the middle of it. There is no mistake that you are supposed to be here at this time of great change. If you ever feel unprepared or daunted by the path that is calling you, know this: you've been training for this for lifetimes. You're way more than the days that you have breathed through in this life. You're also all the lifetimes that came before. All of these experiences have polished your soul into the most magnificent expression that is your authentic self. Your soul has many facets. Imagine a fingerprint. Your soul is 1,000,000 times more intricate than that. If you put together all of the fingerprints of all the people you've been, you would not even get close to fathoming how much of a unique masterpiece you are. You came in with a clear soul plan. You came in with wisdom beyond your years. This is the part of you that longs to be seen. This is the part of you that is ready to step forward, that is ready to emerge, this is not the lifetime to stay hidden, but to step forth and be seen. So this is another one of the this is an activation card. So this is a different part of the deck, and there is an activation that goes with this. So if you wish to receive this, hand on your heart, deep breath, close your eyes, and receive this activation. I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I've received throughout all of my lifetimes. I am ready to embody them all now, without hesitation and without fear. I have been training for this for lifetimes. So, like I said, because this card has come up a second time, 2 weeks in a row, this really shows me that there is something really deep going on last week and this week for you about really needing to trust your body, really needing to be able to trust that you know what you're doing, that your body knows what it's doing, that it holds ancient wisdom that you don't always need to understand on a mental level, right? We can get so wrapped up in our mental stuff, but instead to just trust your body when it's telling you to do something. So this week with, the thoughts being of like taking a break, you're probably going to feel at times that your body is pulling back from something. Your body is requiring you to rest. It's requiring you to step away from something physically in terms of maybe how you allocate your time. Maybe realizing, sorry, I'm so itchy at the moment. maybe realizing that, you know what, this is not actually where I need to prioritize my time. I need to actually change this around. And in doing so, you're going to feel that pull physically, right? And because, like this card says, you know, this is something that you've chosen to be here for this. You are part of something so much bigger than just yourself in this. And so this is going to be an evolution. This is going to be an expansion. But right now, this is absolutely what you get to focus on and what you get to really, really feel into. So that's the second card. The third and final card, so this is the underlying energy, the subconscious, the soul message, the stuff that's kind of going on underneath the surface. And this one took a little while to come out, actually, when I was preparing and doing the preparation for this reading, because I think it needed a moment to really, really settle, right? And so the card that came up for the soul is the initiation. So you can see it's kind of like a path through, like a doorway. So let me read from the book first for you. Rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Some of the most sacred initiation chambers and temples look scary from the outside, but are breathtakingly beautiful on the inside. This represents the journey that the soul pilgrim is required to take to reach somewhere sacred. But only the initiated can enter. Perhaps that's where you are right now. You are being tested, initiated, because you are headed somewhere sacred. Initiations require that we cross the threshold from one world or state of being to the next. We are called to face what scares us and have to be willing to lose it all in order to gain a new way of being, of safety, of security, of depth, of meaning. Initiations, like rites of passage, mark the shift from one age to the next and can take place because of emotional turmoil, great loss, grief, or devastation. But it is through the seeming hardship that our heart cracks open and our spirit is invested to step forward. We take the sacred voyage into more of who we are and who we came here to be. It can be painful and scary, but once we begin the journey, we can be more ourselves than ever before. If you are in the middle of an initiation right now, you will get through it, and one day soon you will bless the thing that broke you, that cracked you open, because the world needs you open. You are going somewhere sacred. It will be worth it, and you're closer than you think. So this is actually an action card, right? So this is interesting. It's in the section of the cards that is action, and so the action is rite of passage, cross the threshold. So even though this is a subconscious soul underlying energy, I really feel like what's going on underneath, why you're feeling so pulled or weak to, you know, to take a break. You're getting those nudges of like, okay, let's recalibrate, let's regather, let's just work everything out. Where's everything at, so that we know where we're going, so we can move forward with that momentum. And with that physicality card, the body card, the age of light, right? The understanding that you have that wisdom within you. Your body will guide you. It will let you know. Your gut, your heart, your soul will guide you, and you will feel that pull, because what's going on underneath is there's an initiation. You are going through a powerful change, a powerful shift from one way of being to another, from one way of existing to another, from one reality to another, from one dimension to another, right? For some of you, I'm just getting this coming through now, that this is the time of really shifting from operating in the 3D or the 4D and really moving into 5D and beyond, right? This is that initiation and that stage for you. But in order to do that, people think that we're moving away from the 3D, so we're moving away from the body and the physical and what's here, but that's not the case. It's actually, you need to be so in tune with your body and your physical vessel that you have in order to move into those higher dimensions and those higher realities, because otherwise, if you can't be grounded in who you are, you're not able to have that stable, safe place to travel from and to move from and to energetically expand from. Because we often think, right, that our spirit is held, our soul is held within our body, but in fact, it's the other way around. Our body is held within our spirit, right? Our soul, our energy, our energetic field does not stop at the edge of our bodies. It actually expands so far out of our bodies. Our bodies are contained within the spirit and the soul, but our spirit and soul is not contained in our body. So understanding that as you energetically upgrade, as things shift within you, it's almost like a test. There's almost like a test going on underneath that's going, okay, you're going through an initiation. You need to shed some things, right? That's why the take a break card is coming up. You need to to recalibrate, you need to recheck what is moving forward with you and what is not moving forward with you. What do you need to take? What do you need to leave behind? And at the same time, trusting your body, the age of light, to tell you, right? Your body will tell you instinctively, intuitively. It will want to move towards what is right and will want to pull away from what is not, right? So you just getting more and more grounded into your body to listen to it and to know that this initiation, it's happening for you. Everything that cracks you open, everything that makes you vulnerable, that exposes you, is actually happening for you to be able to hold more energy, to hold more space, to hold a higher frequency and a higher vibration of your being. Whew, okay, there it is. I just completely, I start talking and talking and talking, as you probably know, and then it just stops when it's done. So that is it. That is done. That is the energy for this week. I would love to hear from you. How is this landing? What's going on for you? Drop a comment in and let me know. And definitely, yeah, keep me posted on how things are going. Apart from that, I would love for you to hit like. I would love for you to share this if you find this valuable. Let's get this out to as many people as possible, and especially those that resonate. So if any of those things feel good to you, I would so deeply appreciate it. You guys are so important to me, and I so appreciate your support and love as I do this. And that's it. I will see you next week. Have a beautiful, beautiful week. And remember, live life on purpose.